Hey guys, ZMTD here, and welcome to, well, I suppose it's my first bike review, which is the Derbi Senda 50. I've had this for about, I'd say 13 months now, and finally going to get rid of it. So I've got the pretty up 125 there. I'm shooting this on my bloody iPad because my phone has no storage. But anyway, yeah, it's a mixture of love and hate, this bike. It's got brilliant speed, normal dash, everything you sort of need, temperature, lights. Well, I'm going to focus on that if it will let me. There we go. The sort of just got your total mileage if it wants to focus. Yeah, that's right on trip 1, and that's the time, which is completely wrong. It's about 3 o'clock, and yeah, it's a normal Kickstarter. Sort of, yeah. So I've done 13. I've got it at 11,000. So I've done 2,000 miles in about a year. I've been daily commuting it for well over a year. Sort of get over the basics. Some people would probably want to know the height. What sort of height? Like some people are like 6 foot. I know three people who've had a Derbi Senda. Two specifically have had the 2013 model. This one, they're all different, obviously, bikes, but yeah. One of them's 6 foot, and he rid it without any problems. And the other one's sort of my height, sort of like 5'11", sort of around that. Yeah, I've had a crash there, sort of. Other parts would be my voice, sorry. Would be the top speed. I can sit around about 54 miles an hour on a flat, 50 to 52 with oncoming wind. I can do about 56 with wind behind me on a lucky summer day, and the fastest I've got on it is about 60 going downhill with no wind or wind behind me. Yeah, it's all stock. The exhaust is stock, the engine's stock. However, I have had a engine rebuild of it recently, as well as the bearings and the rear and front wheels. It's a normal kickstand starter, so yeah, no electric starter, so that's quite good. But yeah, in winter times, it's this bike is built for anything physical to be thrown at it, but weather conditions, when it comes to winter, it's a pain in the fucking arse. It will not start, and I've had trouble with the choke. It's a carburettor, and it wouldn't get fuel in the carburettor. It's causing it to just not start. And that caused the piston to sort of go wrong, and everything else in it. So that caused an engine rebuild, which then caused a piston, and image coming up now, of that to go rogue, and then the crank shaft and the engine that seized up too, so that whole effectively whole engine rebuild. But yeah, so yeah, if we go to start it up, it's obviously a little bit tedious with the iPad in my hand and the camera. So how I usually start up is just a kick and a little twist of throttle. And what those 3 bars of revs, they usually sort of like what I've got is like an automatic choke now. When I took it to get it repaired, they've put an automatic choke on, so the choke here won't flood the engine or cause it to be dry, and it'll just sort of allow enough fuel to be in it to get it going and warm up at the same time, and then it will just die down. But yeah, fuel cap is quite basic. You've got the normal screw and you've got the fuel tank. To get under the seat, you've got some of these screws here. I can get them undone, then get this one. A little bit tedious, I know they're quite small. Good. You've got the battery, you've got the oil, which I filled up maybe fully when it was literally just about empty, maybe once every 2 months, but I like to top it up every month. But you still need to keep an eye on it. I'd say double check it at least every week, at least, but I always check, since it almost blew up because of that. But yeah, the brakes are quite standard. Rear brake sort of operates just as good as the front, to be honest. The rear, obviously, it's just as good as braking, I find. However, it does lock up a little bit easier. But I found with this, the brake pedal, you can only press it down a certain amount, and it won't lock up. So it won't go all the way down, but it won't lock up. So it's quite good, and I mean it's quite good for just general sort of slow stopping. But the front's got good for obviously come to a stop. You've got 1 down and then 5 up, so it's quite, or 4 up. I can't imagine. I haven't been on it for about almost a month now. But yeah, spokes are good. The suspension is soft, but not the softest. Obviously, it's quite stiff still. Good enough to going over bumps, but enough that you'll still bump around. But the seat itself is quite soft. You can squidge it down quite enough, and if you get uncut, it's quite good. It's quite thin as well, so small people can still sort of get on it. I know some people are quite smaller than me. I'm 5'11", or 5'10", sort of in between the two really. And I know people who can easily get there. They've got the feet on their like tippy toes, but that's it really. Seat's comfortable. Does get, for me, it's like that at my Aprilia as well. That gets a little bit uncomfortable after a while. But after about 30 minutes or 45, yeah, my butt will start to get sore. But all you need to do is either just move around, because it's got quite a long seat, and this one's quite wide, thankfully, as well. That's a little bit more comfort. But between the 2012 and 2013 version, this one goes a tad faster if you unrestrict it more, just a little bit. But remember, older versions going to be more mileage mainly, less reliable and less parts for them probably, but they're going to go a little bit faster because of less restrictions put on them from the UK government at least. But yeah, it's a good learner bike whatsoever, especially when you're turned 16 and you want to do your CBT license straight away. Yeah, this will easily do the job for you. I mean, if you haven't got a Derby when you're 16 and you like enduro or sort of like bikes like this, I don't know what you've picked something wrong. Don't go for a Lex motor. Yes, they might be cheap, but in that price you've got a lot of times it breaking down. I mean, this broke down, especially in winter, but there's a person on a Lex moto. If you watch my videos, Raphael, who was on the CBR, he's got a mate who had a Honda CBR. Bloody bird, will shut up please. His rear wheel completely came off and come around a corner, so yeah, he doesn't really like Lex motors anymore. You can do enough tricks probably, maybe a small wheelie, not huge. But yeah, be careful. I managed to get my bike repaired at a Yamaha service place, which I know. Yeah, and they put some, they modified some Yamaha 125 parts and put it in there, so I might have added to my performance. But I know Raphael, he had a 2013. He put everything was performance in there, everything. He put a different exhaust on. He said that it got about 60, 62, so it's not a massive difference for everything. I mean, the entire engine, he said, was performance, like 50, including the exhaust. So you're not getting a massive difference. You're probably going to make it something like a 70cc bike. But for that amount of money, and what he sold it on for, yeah, it's probably, this bike's probably around worth 1,300, 1,500 if it was in good condition. But yeah, you might as well get a Aprilia SX125. If you're thinking of de-restricting this bike, I would I know I would take it to a local garage, or whatever the hell you want to call it. They'll do it for you without any problems. Generally, they might charge a fee, but if you know, like an owner, like what I do, I've got a godfather who owns a Yamaha dealership. He just they modified some 125 parts and put it in there for 50 specifications, and they de-restricted it. What they did, they cut. I think there's a wire some here. They cut it or they disable it, which causes the thing to stop thinking it's restricted, obviously. And to increase my acceleration, I've taken out the washer for the air intake. So it's sort of like a ring with loads of different holes in it. But we took that out, so it was one big hole. But I think there's a problem with that, where something does get sucked into it, it can hit the piston and destroy it, which also probably caused it. If you do unrestricted bike, I know it's sort of illegal, technically, but the police, I've had police go past me on A roads, me doing like 54 wide when I was doing at least 60 plus still. They don't bat an eye whatsoever. They just don't care. As long as you're sort of doing the speed limit for an A road, which is like maybe a 30 in residential areas, they really don't care. As long as you're not acting like a prick and you're doing within the speed limit. But yeah, I wouldn't say if you get 50cc, whatever bike it is, whether it's this or not, unrestrict it. You have to. It stuck at 30. It's pathetic from what the UK government's doing. It's dangerous. You can't go on A roads. You're going to be side road. Lorries overtaking you. Lorries overtook this, but they struggled, so they won't pass you. I mean, I could out-accelerate them, but once I sort of got to 50 miles an hour, yeah, it would always climb to 50 like it's nothing stopping it. But once it hit 50, it wasn't restricted. It didn't jerk. It didn't. This doesn't have a rev limiter or anything. It just didn't have enough power or more performance just to keep on climbing. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it seemed like it could just keep on going. Probably maybe until about it got up to 60 miles. Yeah, something like 60 miles an hour. My dad's ridden it, and I've been on the back before as well, and it's still stuck at 52 miles an hour on an A road. So, and the acceleration, yeah, it was a little bit slower, but nothing that you'd notice. Still, yeah, it's the fastest. I would say it's the fastest 50ccs you can get out there at the moment, from what the UK government allow, and definitely one of the best accelerating ones. Managed to keep up with still keeps up with my mate's 125 Honda. Almost keeps up with that, I should say. This one's built for acceleration, but this will keep up with my mate's Honda CBR until around about 45 miles an hour, and then he just keeps on climbing. But yeah, I hope you find this review helpful. But I might do 50cc and 125 tips to bikes, stuff like that. I might do a mod story, going full in depth, but it's just a matter of time until I get rid of this bike, because I've got 2 people that are interested in it. But yeah, if you're buying this and you've got the panel damage, take care of it, please. This is a great bike. It's going to be fun for whoever uses it, whether you're 16 or 50. It's going to be fun. So yeah, alright. Hope you enjoyed this review, and goodbye.